Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And hi, I am Awang Aqmar Zulfadhli bin Awang Jamaludin. Today, I will tell you more about ASEAN or Association of Southeast ASEAN Nations. ASEAN is established on 8 August 1967 in Bangkok. Its original members are Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore and Philippines. And additional members until today is Brunei Darussalam, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, and Myanmar. The objective of ASEAN is to accelerate the economic growth, social progress, and cultural. This is also to develop the countries within the region, which is ASEAN. Next, the objective of ASEAN is to promote regional peace and harmony, which is to ensure the stability through abiding law and order, to respect the justice within the countries in the region. This is to ensure that nobody become enemy within the region, and also there are peace within the countries in the region of ASEAN.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhamad Khairi Aidel, and now let's proceed to the factor and issue regarding with the APSC. The factor of lead to existence of APSC is when the ASEAN want to accelerating political and security cooperation between them in realizing peace in the regional and global region. The purpose of APSC is to preserving regional peace and stability, adopting a comprehensive approach to security challenge. The realization of the ASEAN Political Security Society is based on various existing ASEAN political instruments such as the ASEAN Charter, the Peace, Freedom and Neutral Zone, Zone of Peace, Freedom and Neutrality or ZOPFAN, the Treaty of Friendship and ASEAN Cooperation, which is Treaty of Amity and Cooperation in Southeast Asia, or also known as TSC, and the Southeast Asia Nuclear Weapon Free Zone, including the United Nations Charter and other relevant international legal principles. The first issue is some of the nuclear weapon states NWS refused to sign the protocol Southeast Asia Nuclear Weapon Free Zone or SHON FWZ Treaty. The NWS are United States, United Kingdom, France, China, and Russia. This can cause the problem and danger, especially to Middle East country. There are few reasons on why this country is not agreed to sign the SHON FWZ. The first one is NWS does not want to offer complete negative security assurance to all state members of ASEAN, such as Myanmar. Negative security assurance is a guarantee that was made by the nuclear weapon states that they will not threaten or use any nuclear weapon to the non-nuclear weapon states. For example, since Myanmar have some of the non-proliferation records, the United States refused to issue the negative security assurance to the state. The second reason is the treaty SHON FWZ may obstructing or block the freedom of nuclear weapon state. If they agree to offer the negative security assurance to the ASEAN members, they will not allow to use nuclear weapon within the scope of zone. This is because, according to the treaty, the nuclear weapon free zone are covering the whole scope of zone of the ASEAN countries. The second issue was faced by the ASEAN members in promoting security cooperation ASEAN Pacific region is the dispute that happened between South Korea and North Korea in 2015. The issue arises when South Korea ignored North Korea's threat to stop child military training of the South Korea with United States. Other than that, the North Korea also stated that the joint military training as a rehearsal for invasion. However, South Korea are still refused to follow by urge, claiming that the joint military training was a self-defense.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhamad Syazwan bin Omar. I will present about the benefits of ASEAN members. The first benefit is the Treaty on the Southeast ASEAN Nuclear Weapon Free Zone (ASEAN WFZ), which preserve our region free from nuclear weapons. This agreement was produced in December 1995 and it takes effect on the same month, which is 1997 next 2 years. It was held in Bangkok, Thailand, and it was signed by the head of states or head of government of 10 regional states, and this agreement was signed in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. It is a key component of Zone of Peace, Freedom and Neutrality, as known as ZOP-FUN. The main objective of ASEAN WFZ is to express ASEAN determination to contribute towards general and complete nuclear disarmament and promotion of international of peace and stability. There is an obligation must be followed by the state parties which they cannot own, use and test the nuclear weapons in the treaty zone. Other than that, lands, continental shelf and exclusive economic zone as known as EEZ of the state parties within the region are protected by the treaty zone. It will help the country to avoid from nuclear threat. It also will help to establish the ASEAN member to have better ties between the region's nations, thereby maintaining peace and stability. There are 10 parties involved, which are Brunei Darussalam, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand and Vietnam. The second benefits is the ASEAN Regional Forum ARF remains an important mechanism to promote security cooperation in the wider Asia-Pacific region. It is established on 26 ASEAN Ministerial Meeting and Post-Ministerial Conference. It was held in Singapore on 23rd until 25th July 1993. The first meeting on 25th July 1994 and the last meeting on 4 August 2019. Both was held in Bangkok, Thailand. There are two objectives of ARF, which are the first one is promoting productive debate and discussion on policy and security problems of mutual interest and emphasis. The second one is making important contributions to initiatives in the Asia-Pacific region to build trust and peace building. The ARF might be important Asia-Pacific consultative forum for the promotion of constructive debate in their region on political and security cooperation. There are 27 countries involved, which are Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, Australia, Canada, China, European Union, India, Japan, New Zealand, Republic of Korea, Russia, United States, Bangladesh, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Mongolia, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Timor-Leste, and Papua New Guinea. The third benefits is brings ASEAN's political and security cooperate to higher level. This can be seen by the establishment of ZOPFAN, which is Zone of Peace, Freedom and Neutrality. It was announced by Malaysian Foreign Minister to the Kuala Lumpur Declaration on 27 November 1971. The declaration, also known as Kuala Lumpur Declaration. Its establishment is aimed at preserving peace and political stability. This is driven by several factors. The strategic position of Southeast Asia to the superpower in the context of political tension of East-West. The manpower of country very interested in this part of Southeast Asia because it is very close to the countries in the Middle East. It have several countries in the Middle East which they have conflict and civil war, so they want to get a place to put their military if needed in the Middle East. The second is war in Korea and Vietnam. This war more seen as a proxy war between United States and Soviet Union. At first, this one was only took place internally. After that, United States was intervened in the war. This was shows that intervention of foreign power will cause instability in the Southeast country. Finally, through this ZOPFAN concept, it has received recognition and support from European Union countries and Commonwealth Conference and several other countries like Japan, Pakistan, Romania, and Democratic Republic Korea. This indicates ZOPFAN bring ASEAN and security community to a higher level on some countries have recognized this declaration.
As a conclusion, the ASEAN through APSC, ASEAN Political Security Community, is to aim strengthening the democracy within the region. Just because they want to ensure that the people within the region have the rights to voice out their opinions. And then it is good to enhance and the good governance and the rule of law, because nobody is above the law. And then to promote and protect human rights and fundamental freedoms of the people. This is because to avoid from any oppressing activities such as killing those civilians without any reasons. There are two recommendations for APSC or ASEAN Political Security Community. First, the APSC should look towards the implementation and executing process. This is because they're just doing many things related to planning, but then they don't know what is happening and what is really realizing at the ground, such as oppressing, such as more ethnic cleansing and others. Next, APSC need to enhance more international youth program so that youth know what is actually happening around the ASEAN politically and also related to any countries next to them or neighboring countries. Thank you.